Deep in the heart of Middle-earth, where sunlight struggles to pierce the tangled canopy, a song rises. It's not the sigh of wind or the rustle of leaves. It's a voice vibrant and ancient, threading through the old forest like a golden spell. Hey doll, merry doll, ring a dong dillo, it calls, and the trees sway in reverence as if bowing to an unseen king. This is Tom Bombadil, a figure so strange, so joyous that even the wise pause at his name. Clad in a feathered hat, blue jacket, and boots as bright as dawn, he dances through J.R.R. Tolkien's world untouched by time, fear, or the shadow of evil. But who is this merry wanderer whose laughter shakes the roots of the earth? Picture a being who can command a malevolent tree with a melody, banish a ghostly wraith with a word, and slip on the One Ring, the most perilous artifact in existence, as if it were a child's trinket. Tom Bombadil is all this and more, yet he remains an enigma, a riddle wrapped in a song. In Tolkien's The Lord of the Rings, he appears briefly, saving Frodo and his hobbit friends from doom, only to vanish into the forest's embrace. He's absent from Peter Jackson's films, a choice that puzzles fans, for Tom's power is unmatched, his presence unforgettable. Why did Tolkien craft such a character, and why leave him shrouded in mystery? Let's embark on a journey to uncover the truth, or perhaps the wonder of Tom Bombadil. We'll wander the paths of the old forest, sit by the hearth of his river home, and ponder his place in Middle-earth's vast tapestry. Is he a Vala, one of the godlike powers who shape the world? A Maia, a lesser spirit like the wizard Gandalf? Or something older, woven into the earth's very bones? Tolkien himself offered a clue, calling Tom the spirit of the vanishing Oxford countryside, a hint that ties him to the land but doesn't unravel his essence. Along the way, we'll meet Goldberry, his radiant wife, whose own secrets mirror his, and explore tales that stretch back to the dawn of creation. This isn't just a quest for answers, it's a celebration of the unknown. In Middle-earth, where every hero, villain, and ring has a purpose, Tom stands apart, a beacon of joy in a world of strife. His story challenges us to embrace mystery, to find magic in the unanswered. So grab your cloak, tune your ears to the forest song, and let's follow Tom Bombadil's trail. We'll start where the hobbits did, lost in a forest alive with malice, where a single voice changed everything. Tom matters because he defies the rules of Tolkien's world. In a saga of epic battles and cosmic stakes, he's a reminder of the small, the wild, the free. He doesn't wield a sword or seek a throne, yet his power humbles the mightiest. Elrond, the ancient elf lord, calls him Iarwain, Ben Adar, oldest and fatherless, known to dwarves as Forn, to men as Orald. These names, whispered across ages, suggest a being who walked Middle-earth before rivers ran, before stars were kindled. What kind of creature could claim such titles, known to all yet bound to a single forest? His absence from the films only deepens the intrigue. Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings trilogy, a masterpiece of adaptation, couldn't capture Tom's essence. Too wild, too strange for a streamlined tale. The films focus on the ring's journey, on battles and sacrifice, but Tom doesn't fit that mold. He's not a hero in the traditional sense. No quests, no wars yet. His presence lingers like a melody you can't forget. He's the laughter of a stream, the dance of leaves in the wind, the peace of a world before evil's shadow, in a tale of loss. Tom is joy, a glimpse of what Middle-earth might have been without Sauron's malice. As we delve deeper, we'll uncover moments that defy logic. A tree's surrender, a ring's defeat, a wraith's flight. We'll wrestle with theories that cast Tom as a god, a spirit, or the echo of creation's first note. Each step will bring us closer to understanding, or perhaps to accepting, that some riddles are meant to endure. The old forest awaits its shadows, thick with secrets, its paths twisting toward truth. But before we step into those shadows, let's linger on Tom's place in Middle-earth. He's not a warrior like Aragorn, nor a sage like Gandalf. Yet his power is undeniable. His songs aren't just music, they're life, the heartbeat of the earth. When he sings, the forest listens, and so do we. Drawn into a mystery that feels as old as time, Tolkien crafted Tom to be a figure who doesn't serve the plot but enriches the world, a testament to the power of wonder. His story begins with the hobbit's first perilous step, where danger met its match in a song that shook the forest. Tom's mystery is a gift, not a puzzle to solve. He's the wild heart of Middle-earth, a reminder that not every question needs an answer, that beauty lies in the unknown. His names, Iarwain, Forn, Orald, carry the weight of ages. yet his laughter is as fresh as a spring morning. As we move forward, we'll see how this laughter fares against the darkest powers, starting with a tree that sought to claim the hobbits for its own. Ready. The old forest is calling, and Tom's voice leads the way. Let's follow our hearts, open to wonder, our minds ready for the enigma that is Tom Bombadil. Our first stop is a place of ancient malice where 4 hobbits faced a foe they couldn't hope to defeat until a song changed everything. The hobbits were far from the Shire's green hills, their hearts pounding as they ventured into the old forest. Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin had heard tales of this place, trees that moved paths that twisted a malice older than memory. The air grew thick, the light dim as if the forest itself watched them with unseen eyes. They stumbled upon a great willow by the Withywindle, its branches drooping like a curtain, its roots sprawling like a trap. Old Man Willow, they'd later learn, was no ordinary tree. Its roots snaked around Merry and Pippin, dragging them into the earth while a drowsy spell fell over Frodo, his eyelids heavy. Sam fought in vain to free his friends, his shouts swallowed by the forest's silence. The willow's branches creaked with triumph, its will unbreakable. Frodo staggered through the undergrowth, shouting for help, his voice hoarse with desperation. The forest offered only silence, its shadows closing in. Then a voice broke through, bright as a bell, rhythmic as a river's flow. "Hey, doll, merry doll, ring-a-dong-dillo," it sang, and the air shimmered with life. Tom Bombadil appeared, his blue eyes twinkling, his feathered hat bobbing with each step. "Old Man Willow, you naughty root, eat earth, dig deep, drink water, go to sleep." His words were a command, not a plea carrying the weight of ages. The willow shuddered its branches, drooping its roots, releasing the hobbits like a scolded beast. Frodo blinked, half expecting a dream, but Tom was real, his laughter warm as sunlight. "Come, little ones, to my house," Tom said, leading them through the forest's maze. The trees parted for him as if bowing to an old friend. They reached a clearing where the Withywindle sang, and there stood a house of stone and light. Goldberry awaited her hair like woven starlight, her gown flowing like water. "Welcome, gentle hobbits," she said, her voice a melody that eased their fears. Over a meal of bread, honey, and cream, Tom told tales of ancient days, stars, unborn rivers, unformed a time before fear. The hobbits listened spellbound, their worries melting in the warmth of his hearth. Goldberry's presence was as puzzling as Tom's. She called herself the river daughter tied to the Withywindle's flow, yet her grace hinted at something deeper. When Frodo asked, "Who is Tom Bombadil?" she smiled, her eyes gleaming. "He is," she said, as if that explained everything. The hobbits exchanged glances, sensing a truth just out of reach. Tom's home was a haven, a bubble of peace in a world of peril, but it raised questions. How could a man, or whatever Tom was, wield such power with a song? Why did the forest obey him when it defied all others? That night, as the hobbits slept under woven blankets, Frodo dreamed of trees dancing to a tune he couldn't name. Tom's voice lingered in his mind, a melody that felt older than the earth itself. Sam curled by the fire, thought of Shire, legends of spirits who guarded the wild places. Merry, staring at the ceiling, recalled elven tales of beings older than the sun. Pippin, half asleep, mumbled that Tom must be magic itself bottled in a hat. They rested, but their minds churned, each wondering what power could tame a tree with a song. Old Man Willow wasn't just a tree, it was a force of ancient spite, a relic of a world long forgotten. Tolkien describes it as a heart of malice, a creature that lured travelers to their doom. Yet Tom, with a few rhyming words, brought it to heel. His power wasn't brute strength, but something deeper tied to the earth's own rhythm. The forest didn't just obey him, it knew him as if he were its voice, its soul. This moment, so simple yet profound, set the stage for greater wonders. As the hobbits woke to Goldberry's morning song, they felt the weight of their journey return. The ring hidden in Frodo's pocket was a shadow they couldn't escape. But in Tom's house, that shadow seemed distant, its menace dulled. What would happen when Tom faced the ring itself? The artifact that broke kings and tempted gods? The answer would shake the hobbits' understanding, revealing a power beyond anything they'd imagined. Let's carry this moment forward. Tom's victory over the willow is our first glimpse of his strength, a hint of the enigma we're unraveling. As we move to his next test, we'll see how his songs fare against the darkest power in Middle-earth, the One Ring, and what it reveals about the man who sings them. In the warmth of Tom Bombadil's house, where the fire crackled and Goldberry's laughter danced like the river outside, Frodo felt a weight in his pocket. The one ring entrusted to him by Gandalf was no mere jewel, forged by Sauron. The Dark Lord, it held a will of its own, whispering corruption to even the purest hearts. It had driven men to madness, tempted elves like Galadriel, and made Gandalf a Maia, a lesser spirit of divine origin, tremble at its touch. Yet here in this haven of song and light, Frodo wondered, could Tom, who tamed a wicked tree with a melody, withstand the ring's power? Hesitant, Frodo drew the ring from his pocket, its gold gleaming in the firelight. "Take it," he said, offering it to Tom. The hobbits held their breath, expecting anything, a shadow, a surge of power. Tom took the ring, his eyes twinkling with mischief. He slipped it onto his finger, and nothing. No darkness fell, no invisibility cloaked him. He laughed, a sound as clear as a bell, and the ring seemed to shrink in his presence, a petty thing in the hands of this merry wanderer. Then with a flick of his wrist, Tom made the ring vanish, only to reappear in his palm like a conjurer's trick. The hobbits gasped, but Tom only chuckled, tossing it back to Frodo. Frodo, stunned, slipped the ring on, expecting to fade from sight as he had before. He did his body, vanishing to the hobbit's eyes, but not to Tom's. "Ho, Frodo, where do you think you're off to?" Tom said, his gaze piercing the ring's veil. Frodo froze, his heart racing. No one, not Gandalf, not Elrond, could see through the ring's invisibility. Yet Tom did, as if the ring's magic was a child's game unworthy of his notice. This moment shook the hobbits to their core. The ring was no trinket. It was Sauron's heart, a force that bent kings and broke empires. Gandalf refused to touch it, fearing its pull. Galadriel, ancient and wise, saw visions of dominion and turned away. Even Boromir, a man of honor, would later falter under its whisper. But Tom, he toyed with it, laughed at it, and cast it aside without a second thought. What kind of being could shrug off such evil, could see through its deepest secrets? The hobbits sat in silence, their minds reeling. Sam, ever practical, wondered if Tom was a wizard like Gandalf, but greater. Merry thought of old tales of gods and spirits who walked the earth before men. Pippin, half joking, asked if Tom was magic itself, bottled in a feathered hat. Frodo said nothing, but his eyes lingered on Tom, who hummed a tune as he carved a loaf of bread. The ring, for the first time, felt small, its menace dulled in this house of light. Tom's immunity to the ring was more than a trick. It was a clue to his nature, a hint that he stood outside the rules of Middle-earth. The ring's power came from Sauron's will, a Maia's ambition twisted into malice. Yet Tom, whether greater or different, was untouched. Was he a Vala, one of the godlike powers who shaped the world, or something simpler, purer, tied to the earth's own heartbeat? The hobbits couldn't know, not yet, but the question burned in their minds. As they ate, Goldberry watched her smile, knowing. She hadn't spoken of the ring, but her presence, calm, radiant, seemed to echo Tom's ease. The hobbits felt safe, but the world beyond was not. The ring's shadow loomed, and their journey would soon take them into darker places. Tom's next test would come in the Barrow-downs, where even his songs would face a challenge unlike any other. Let's reflect on this moment. The ring's defeat in Tom's hands isn't just a plot point, it's a revelation. His laughter, his ease, suggests a strength that doesn't fight evil but exists beyond it. As we move to the Barrow-downs, we'll see if this strength holds against the ancient dead, and what it tells us about the enigma of Tom Bombadil. The hobbits left Tom Bombadil's house with heavy hearts, their minds swirling with questions about the ring and the man who laughed at its power. The old forest had tested them, but the Barrow-downs, a land of ancient graves, held dangers far worse. Mist clung to the hills and the air grew cold as if the earth mourned Frodo. Sam, Merry, and Pippin wandered, lost their steps, heavy with unease. A shadow fell, a Barrow-wight, a spectral creature kin to the Nazgul in its malice. Its touch was ice, its voice a whisper of despair. Before they could flee, the white spell seized them, dragging them into a barrow's darkness. Inside, the air was thick with dread. The hobbits lay on stone slabs, clad in ghostly raiment, their minds clouded. A bony hand reached for Frodo, its touch numbing his soul. In panic, he remembered Tom's gift, a verse to summon him. With a trembling voice, Frodo sang, "By water, wood, and hill, by the reed and the willow, come, Tom Bombadil, for our need is near us." The words echoed faint but clear, piercing the barrow's gloom. The earth quaked, A voice thundered, "Ho, Tom! Bombadil is here!" Tom stormed in his hat, askew, his eyes blazing. "Flee, shadow." "Back to the dark," he commanded, and the white shrieked, its form dissolving like smoke. The barrow's walls trembled and light poured in, banishing the cold. Tom helped the hobbits to their feet, his touch warm, his song lifting their spirits. "Up now, little friends. The sun is calling," he sang, leading them to safety. This victory was no small feat. Barrow-wights were ancient evils tied to the sorcerer king of Angmar, a lord of dark magic who served Sauron's master Morgoth. They were shadows of death capable of freezing mortals with a touch, their power rooted in the graves of forgotten kings. Yet Tom banished one with a word, his authority as effortless as his laughter. The hobbits, shaken but alive, looked at him with new awe. Who was this being who could defy both the ring and the grave's chill? Frodo clutched the ring, its weight heavier after the barrow's terror. He thought of Tom's verse, a simple rhyme that carried the force of a storm. Was it magic or something older woven into the earth's bones? Sam, ever loyal, muttered that Tom must be a king of old, his crown replaced by a feathered hat. Merry whispered of gods from elven tales, beings who walked before the sun. Pippin, rubbing his chilled hands, just wanted another of Tom's songs to warm the air. They followed him, their steps lighter, but their questions heavier. Tom's power in the barrow wasn't just strength, it was authority. The Wight, a creature of fear, fled like a child before a stern parent. This suggested Tom wasn't merely powerful but fundamental, a part of Middle-earth's essence. His songs weren't spells but commands, as if the land itself spoke through him. The hobbits glanced at Goldberry, who waited by the river, her smile knowing. She too was part of this mystery, her presence a mirror to Tom's. What did she know, and what could she reveal? The Barrow-downs with their haunted mounds were a stark contrast to Tom's vibrant forest. Yet even here his power held sway, turning death's shadow into light. The hobbits felt it, the same peace that filled Tom's house now carried in his voice. But the world beyond was darkening, and the ring's burden grew. Tom's next clue would come not from his actions, but from the woman who shared his home, whose words held a riddle as deep as his own. Let's linger here. The Wight's defeat shows Tom's power extends beyond nature to the supernatural, yet he remains in his forest unconcerned with the wider world. As we turn to Goldberry, we'll seek answers in her words, her bond with Tom and the river that calls her daughter. Goldberry stood by the Withywindle, her gown shimmering like the river's surface, her laughter a melody that mingled with the water's flow. The hobbits, safe from the Barrow-wight, couldn't take their eyes off her. She was no mere woman. She called herself the River Daughter, a title as cryptic as Tom Bombadil's many names. Her presence in Tom's house was a puzzle, her bond with him, a clue to his mystery. When Frodo asked, "Who is Tom Bombadil?" she answered with a smile. "He is." The words hung in the air, simple yet profound, like a riddle without an end. Was Goldberry a spirit of the river born from Middle-earth's waters? Her connection to the Withywindle was clear. Her songs echoed its ripples, her movements flowed like its currents. Yet her grace, her timeless beauty suggested more than mortal origins. Could she be a Maia, one of the lesser divine beings who serve the Valar, the godlike shapers of the world? Gandalf and Saruman were Maiar sent to guide Middle-earth. But Goldberry, like Tom, seemed content in her small domain, untroubled by Sauron's rise. Their marriage, was it a union of two spirits, or a symbol of the land's harmony? The hobbits watched her, their minds racing. Sam, ever practical, thought she might be a nymph, like in old Shire tales of water spirits who guarded streams. Merry, steeped in lore, wondered if she was kin to the elves, though her power felt older, deeper. Pippin, charmed by her smile, just wanted her to sing again, her voice a balm to his fears. Frodo, clutching the ring, felt her words. He has held a truth he couldn't grasp. Goldberry's answer wasn't evasion. It was a mirror reflecting Tom's essence without defining it. Let's pause for a moment, because this mystery is too good to rush. Goldberry's role isn't just to complement Tom. She's a key to his nature. Her tie to the river suggests she's part of the same force that makes Tom so powerful in his domain. Together they're like the earth and water, inseparable, eternal. But what does he as mean? Is it a claim of divinity, like the biblical I am, or a statement of existence pure and simple, unbound by the world's rules? Loving this dive into Middle-earth's mysteries? Hit that subscribe button and join our fellowship to explore more Tolkien secrets. Let's keep unraveling this enigma together. Back to Goldberry. Her presence in Tom's house transformed it into more than a home. It was a sanctuary, a place where time slowed, where the ring's shadow faded. The hobbits felt it, their fears melting under her gaze. She didn't wield Tom's overt power yet. Her influence was undeniable. When she sang, the river seemed to listen just as the forest heeded Tom. Was she his equal, his counterpart, or something else entirely? Her title, River Daughter, hinted at a bond with the Withywindle, but her grace suggested a connection to something greater. Perhaps the Vala Yavanna who loved all growing things, or Ulmo, Lord of Waters. As the hobbits prepared to leave, Goldberry's words lingered. His wasn't just about Tom, it was about their bond, their place in Middle-earth. The Withywindle, the Old Forest, the Barrow-downs, they were Tom and Goldberry's world. A realm where evil held no sway. But beyond their borders, the ring's power grew, and the hobbits would soon face its full weight. Tom's nature remained a riddle, but Goldberry's presence suggested answers lay not in power alone, but in harmony in the balance of earth and water. Let's carry this riddle forward. Goldberry's words point to a truth we're only beginning to touch, one that might lie in Tom's divinity or his tie to the land. As we explore theories about his nature, we'll test if he's a god, a spirit, or something stranger, still drawing on the clues Goldberry has given us. Tom Bombadil's feats taming Old Man Willow, laughing at the One Ring banishing a Barrow-wight demand and answer, is he a god, in J.R.R. Tolkien's mythology. The Valar are the godlike powers who shaped Middle-earth, each with a domain. Manwë rules the winds, Ulmo commands the seas, Yavanna nurtures the earth. Tom's mastery over nature, his songs that bend trees and rivers, recalls their might. Elrond at the Council of Rivendell calls him Eärwain, Ben Adar, oldest and fatherless, a name suggesting an age rivaling the Valars. Could Tom be one of them, hidden in the old forest, living quietly, while his kin dwell across the sea in Valinor? The Valar, as described in the Silmarillion, are the greatest beings below Eru Ilúvatar, the one who created all things. They entered Middle-earth to shape it, crafting mountains, seas, and forests. Tom's power over the old forest, his ability to command, Old Man Willow with a song, mirrors Yavanna's love for growing things, or Ulmo's bond with waters. His age, older than the rivers, aligns with the Valar who existed before the world's making. When he sings, the earth listens as if recognizing a creator's voice. Could Tom be a Vala, perhaps one unnamed in Tolkien's tales who chose a quieter path? Yet this theory falters under scrutiny. The Valar are deeply tied to Middle-earth's fate. They sent the Astari wizards like Gandalf to fight Sauron's rise, and their actions ripple through history. Tom, by contrast, stays in his domain, indifferent to the ring's threat. At the Council of Rivendell, Gandalf notes that Tom would likely lose the ring or toss it away, caring little for its power. This detachment doesn't fit a Vala whose purpose is to guide and protect the world. If Tom were a Vala, why hide in the old forest, ignoring the wars that threaten all he loves? His power, though immense, is localized, fading beyond his borders, unlike the Valar's global influence. Let's consider another possibility. Is Tom a Maia, a lesser spirit? Serving the Valar, Gandalf and Saruman are Maiar sent to Middle-earth as Astari to combat evil. Their power is great but limited by their mortal forms, and both are vulnerable to the ring's temptation. Tom's abilities, commanding nature, seeing through the ring's invisibility, surpass Gandalf's, yet he lacks the Astari's mission. Gandalf fears the ring's pull while Tom laughs it off. His purity, his joy, doesn't align with the Maiar's roles, who are often entangled in the world's struggles, whether for good or ill. Like Sauron, another Maia twisted by ambition. Elrond's other names for Tom Forn, to dwarves Orald, to men, hint at a being known across cultures, ancient beyond reckoning. These names suggest a figure who predates the races of Middle-earth, yet Tolkien's The Silmarillion lists the Valar and their roles, and Tom isn't among them, nor is he named among the Maiar. If he were a Maia, why stay in the old forest, ignoring the call to fight Sauron? His power feels too great for a Maia, yet too localized for a Vala. The hobbits, watching Tom hum as he tended his hearth, sensed he was neither wizard nor god, but something unique, a being who didn't fit the divine hierarchies of Middle-earth. These theories, though, compelling leave gaps. Tom's detachment, his joy, his bond with the land, suggest a nature beyond Valar or Maiar. He's not fighting for Middle-earth's fate, but preserving a piece of it, the Withywindle, the forest, the hills, Goldberry's words. He is echo in our minds, hinting at a truth that doesn't need titles or roles. Perhaps Tom is less a divine being and more a living force tied to the world's creation. a melody that resonates through the ages. The Vala theory captures Tom's power but not his indifference. The Maia theory fits his abilities but not his freedom from duty. Both offer frameworks, but Tom slips through their edges like water through fingers. His mystery deepens, and our next step takes us to the very beginning of Middle-earth, to a music that sang the world into being, a song that might live in Tom's voice. Let's hold these ideas lightly, for Tom defies categorization. As we explore the possibility that he's the music of creation, we'll test if his songs are more than melodies, if they're the echo of the world's first dawn, a power that binds him to the land he loves. Before Middle-earth was born, before stars shone or rivers ran, there was Eru Iluvatar, the One, the creator of J.R.R. Tolkien's universe. In the Silmarillion, he sang a great music, and the Ainur, his angelic choir, joined him. Their voices wove a symphony that birthed the world. Stars flared, seas, surged mountains rose, all from this primal song. What if Tom Bombadil is that music made flesh? His songs, which bend trees and banish shadows, echo that divine chord. His age older than rivers aligns with the music's eternity, a melody that predates time itself. When Tom sings, the old forest listens, as if remembering its creation. His command to Old Man Willow, "Eat earth, dig deep, go to sleep," feels like a note from that first symphony, reminding the tree of its place in the world's harmony. His verse to summon aid, which Frodo sang in the Barrow, carries a power that shakes the earth, as if the land itself responds to his call. Even his laughter, bright and free, seems to carry the joy of a world newly made. Could Tom be the music's embodiment, a living melody that walks Middle-earth, preserving the echo of creation? The music of the Ainur, as Tolkien describes, was a vision of the world later made real by Eru's will. Tom's presence feels like that vision, pure, untainted, a glimpse of Middle-earth before evil's shadow. His detachment isn't apathy, but focus. He guards the harmony of his land, not the wars beyond. The hobbits, hearing his songs, felt a peace they couldn't name, as if the world's first dawn lingered in his voice. His power feels effortless, not forced, like a chord that resonates with the earth's core, aligning with the Ainur's creative act. When he banished the Barrow-wight, his words flee. Shadow carried a weight that felt older than the graves, as if echoing the music that shaped light from darkness. Yet this theory raises questions. The music was a collective act sung by many, Ainur, not one, if Tom is its personification. Why is he bound to the old forest, ignoring Sauron's threat? The music shaped all things. Shouldn't its avatar care for the world's fate? At the Council of Rivendell, Elrond suggests Tom would be the last to fall if Sauron won, implying a resilience tied to the earth itself. Perhaps Tom is a fragment of the music, a single note tied to his domain, not the entire symphony. His songs, though powerful, are localized, their influence waning beyond the forest's edge. Goldberry, the River Daughter, complements this theory. Her songs, like Tom's, seem to echo the world's beginning, tying them both to creation's pulse. When she sang, the Withywindles seemed to dance, as if answering a melody from the dawn of time. Their bond, earth and water, mirrors the music's harmony, a balance of elements that shaped Middle-earth. Yet if Tom is the music, why not sing Sauron's armies to sleep? His power, immense in the forest, fades beyond its borders, suggesting a role more specific than cosmic. Let's dive deeper. Tolkien's creation myth describes the music as a battle of melodies with Morgoth, a fallen Vala weaving discord into the harmony. Tom's songs carry no trace of that discord. They're pure joyous, a reflection of Eru's original vision. His laughter at the ring, his command over the Wight, feel like the music's triumph, a reminder that creation's beauty endures. The hobbits resting in his house felt this truth, their fears melting under the weight of his voice, as if the world's first light shone through him. This idea is poetic, but it doesn't fully explain Tom's limits. If he's the music, why not act on a grander scale? Why stay in the old forest, a mere speck in Middle-earth's vastness? Perhaps his role is to preserve a remnant of that original harmony, a sanctuary where the music still sings. As we turn to another theory, we'll explore if Tom is less a cosmic force and more the soul of the land he loves, a spirit rooted in Middle-earth's heart, tied to the earth and river he calls home. Let's carry this melody forward. The music of the Ainur offers a glimpse of Tom's power, but it's his tie to the land, his home, his river, his forest that holds the key to his true nature. As we move to the next theory, we'll see if Tom's songs are the earth's voice, not the heavens. In a letter to his publisher, J.R.R. Tolkien called Tom Bombadil the spirit of the vanishing Oxford countryside, a clue that roots him in Middle-earth's soil. Perhaps Tom is no god or angel, but the soul of the land itself, the pulse in every root, the whisper in every leaf, the heartbeat of the hills. His power is boundless in the old forest where the One Ring holds no sway because this is his domain, his essence. He protects the Withywindle, the trees, the Barrow-downs, not the wars of men or elves. His songs are the land's voice, his laughter, its joy, his presence, its life. This theory explains Tom's detachment. He doesn't fight Sauron because his purpose is narrower, deeper to guard his corner of Middle-earth. The ring, a tool of dominion, means nothing to him, for his power is tied to the earth's freedom, not control. When Frodo wore the ring, Tom saw him not through divine sight, but because the land knows its own, and Tom is its heart. His immunity to the ring isn't strength but purity, a refusal to be swayed by anything outside his purpose. His home shared with Goldberry is a sanctuary where time slows, where evil falters, a testament to the land's enduring spirit. Tolkien loved the English countryside, Oxford's fields, Berkshire's streams, and saw it fading under modernity's march. Tom embodies that lost world, a remnant of a simpler, wilder time. His names, Eärwain, Ben-Adar. Foreign-orald suggest a figure known to all peoples, yet bound to one place. Elrond's words at Rivendell calling him oldest and fatherless hint at a being born with the land itself, not created but emergent like the first tree or river. When Tom sings, the forest responds as if recognizing its own soul, a connection deeper than magic. The hobbits felt this truth. Tom's house wasn't just a refuge, it was the forest's heart alive with the same spirit that moved the trees. Goldberry the River Daughter completes this picture, her bond with Tom like water to earth. Together they're Middle-earth's essence, untouched by Sauron's shadow. When Tom commanded Old Man Willow or banished the Barrow-wight, it wasn't just power, it was the land asserting itself, reclaiming its harmony. The ring. A foreign force had no place in this domain, its malice fading under Tom's laughter. But this theory raises a question. If Tom is the land's spirit, why not defend all Middle-earth? Why stay in the old forest, a mere speck in a world at war? Perhaps his role is to preserve a remnant, a seed of hope for a world reborn, a sanctuary where joy endures. Elrond's comment that Tom would be the last to fall suggests the land's resilience, its ability to outlast even Sauron's dominion. Tom's power, though immense, is tied to his domain, fading beyond its borders like a tree uprooted from its soil. Let's explore this further. Tolkien's love for nature shines through Tom, a figure who mourns the loss of wild places, yet celebrates their beauty. His songs, Hey Doll, Merry Doll, are the earth's laughter. His dances, the rhythm of growth. The hobbits resting in his house felt the land's peace, a stillness that contrasted with the ring's chaos. Goldberry's presence, her songs echoing the river, suggests she's the water to Tom's earth, a balance that keeps their domain alive. Their marriage is the land's harmony, a union of elements that defies evil's reach. This theory feels right, but it's not without flaws. If Tom is the land spirit, why does his power seem so personal, so tied to his voice and will? Why not a force diffused through the forest like the wind or rain? Perhaps Tom is the land's consciousness, its will, given form, a guardian who speaks for the earth. As we move to his legacy, we'll see how this spirit resonates beyond the old forest, touching readers and fans across the ages. Let's carry this idea forward, Tom, as the land spirit offers a grounded explanation for his power, his joy, his limits. As we explore his legacy, we'll see how this enigma lives on, a testament to Tolkien's love for the wild and the free. Why did J.R.R. Tolkien craft Tom Bombadil only to leave him unexplained? Why was he cut from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings films? Tom's absence from the screen frustrated fans, yet it preserved his mystery, keeping him a puzzle for readers to ponder. In Tolkien's books, he's a spark for debate, his nature, argued in taverns, libraries, and online forums. Some see him as a flaw, a tangent in a tight narrative. Others view him as Tolkien's masterstroke, a reminder that not all questions need answers. His legacy is one of wonder, a challenge to the modern urge to explain everything. Tom's exclusion from the films was practical. Peter Jackson's trilogy, a cinematic triumph focused on the ring's journey, streamlining Tolkien's sprawling tale. Tom's episodes, rescuing hobbits from a tree, laughing at the ring, banishing a wraith, slow the pace and defy easy explanation. How do you show a man who shrugs off the ring's power without unbalancing the story? His power, his joy are too wild for a narrative driven by conflict and sacrifice. Yet his absence left a gap, a longing for the untamed spirit. He represents a piece of Middle-earth's heart missing from the screen. In Tolkien's letters, he describes Tom as a figure of pure wonder, a being who exists for joy, not plot. Tom doesn't serve the story's arc. He enriches its world, a testament to the power of the unexplained. In a saga of clear heroes and villains, he's ambiguity, a reminder that Middle-earth is vast, its secrets deep. His mystery isn't a flaw, but a gift, inviting us to imagine, to dream. Readers pause at his name, drawn into debates that echo the hobbit's own questions. Is he a god? A spirit? The land itself? These questions keep Tom alive, his feathered hat as iconic as Gandalf's staff. Fans have embraced Tom in ways Tolkien might not have foreseen. In forums, fan art, and stories, he lives on. His songs reimagined his mystery, celebrated. Some draw him as a jovial wanderer, others as a primal force, his eyes gleaming with ancient knowledge. Songs inspired by his rhymes fill niche corners of the internet, and cosplayers don his hat at conventions embodying his joy. He's a symbol of resistance to the need for answers, a call to cherish the wild, the free, the unknown. In a world obsessed with clarity, Tom is a rebellion, a melody that refuses to be pinned down. Tolkien's intent shines through this legacy. He loved the English countryside, the myths of old, and the spaces where stories breathe. Tom, with his songs and laughter, is a love letter to those things, a figure who doesn't fit but belongs. His exclusion from the films, while practical, underscores his uniqueness, too vast for a single medium, too strange for a single tale. In literary theory, some call him a narrative anomaly, a character who challenges the story's rules. Others see him as Tolkien's self-insertion, a creator delighting in his world. Both views miss the mark, for Tom is simply himself, a riddle meant to endure. The hobbits leaving Tom's house carried his mystery with them. They didn't understand him, but they felt his impact, the peace of his home, the power of his voice, the warmth of his laughter. Readers feel it too, turning the pages of The Lord of the Rings, pausing at Tom's chapters, sensing a depth that defies explanation. His legacy is this feeling, this wonder, a spark that lights up Middle-earth's vastness. He's not a hero, but he's essential. A reminder that stories are more than plots. They're worlds, alive with secrets. As we approach our final stop, let's reflect on Tom's place in Tolkien's heart. He crafted Middle-earth to hold both the epic and the small, the known and the unknown. Tom is the small, the unknown, the wild heart that beats beneath the wars and quests. His legacy endures because he asks us to look beyond the story, to see the world's beauty, to sing with the forest and dance with the river. Let's move to our conclusion, where we'll weave together Tom's journey, his mystery, and his gift to us, a reminder that some riddles are meant to sing forever. Tom Bombadil dances through Middle-earth, a mystery wrapped in a song. He's not here to fight Sauron or save the world. He's here to remind us of wonder in J.R.R. Tolkien's tapestry, where every thread has a purpose. Tom is the loose strand defying logic, inviting awe. He's the forest's laughter, the river's voice, the untamed soul of a world we long to explore. Tolkien left him unexplained, and that's his gift. Some riddles are meant to endure. From the old forest to the Barrow-downs, Tom's story is one of joy, of power rooted in harmony, not conquest. His songs tamed Old Man Willow, his laughter humbled the One Ring, his words banished a Barrow-wight. With Goldberry, the river daughter, he created a sanctuary, a glimpse of Middle-earth before evil's shadow. Whether he's a Vala, a Maia, the music of creation, or the land's spirit, Tom remains himself, free, ancient, alive. His mystery isn't a puzzle to solve, but a song to sing, a story to cherish. Let's retrace our journey. We began in the old forest, where Tom's song saved the hobbits from a tree's malice. We followed him to his house, where the ring's power faltered under his gaze. We stood in the Barrow-downs, where his voice drove back death itself. We met Goldberry, whose cryptic words, he has deepened the enigma. We explored theories, Tom as a god, a spirit, a melody, a guardian, and found truth in their interplay, not their answers. Through it all, Tom's joy, his freedom shone like a star, a light that no shadow could dim. Tolkien crafted Tom to be other, a figure who doesn't serve the plot but enriches the world. In a saga of war and sacrifice, Tom is peace, a reminder that Middle-earth is more than battles, it's rivers, forests, songs. His absence from Peter Jackson's films, while practical left a void for Tom is the heart of Tolkien's love for the wild, the free, the unexplained. In his letters, Tolkien called Tom a figure of pure wonder, a being who exists for joy, not necessity. This wonder is his legacy, a spark that lights up every reader's heart. The hobbits leaving Tom's house carried this wonder with them. They didn't understand him, but they felt his impact. The peace of his home, the power of his voice, the warmth of his laughter. Frodo, bearing the ring, found solace in Tom's ease, a moment of light before the darkness. Sam, ever practical, cherished the memory of Tom's songs, a comfort in the trials ahead. Merry and Pippin, young and bold, saw in Tom a glimpse of a world beyond their shire, vast and wild. Readers feel it too, pausing at Tom's chapters, sensing a depth that defies explanation. What makes Tom special is his refusal to fit. He's not a hero, a villain, or a sage. He's Tom, and that's enough. His names, Iorwain, Ben-Adar, Forn, Orald, carry the weight of ages, yet his laughter is as fresh as a spring morning. His power tied to the land is both immense and limited, a paradox that mirrors life's own mysteries. Goldberry's words, "He are a declaration of existence, a truth that needs no title." Together they're the earth and water, the forest and river, a harmony that endures. As we close, let's reflect on Tolkien's gift. He gave us Middle-earth, a world of epic quests and quiet moments of answers and riddles. Tom is the riddle, the quiet moment, the wild heart that beats beneath the wars. His legacy endures in every reader who wonders, every fan who debates, every song inspired by his rhymes. He asks us to look beyond the story, to see the world's beauty, to sing with the forest and dance with the river. In a world that demands clarity, Tom is a rebellion, a melody that refuses to be pinned down. What's your theory about Tom? Share it in the comments below. CTA, if you love this journey, subscribe, and ring the bell for more Middle-earth mysteries. Next, we'll unravel the terror of Glaurung Morgoth's first dragon. See you there. Let's end with Tom's song echoing through the ages. Hey doll, merry doll, it's a call to wonder, a reminder that some riddles are meant to sing forever. Middle-earth is vast, its secrets deep, and Tom Bombadil is its wildest, brightest star.